survivors have no way to get to grips with the enemy, who continue pouring deadly fire into their midst.
Damn! Ooh, Epic History TV! We have just gotten done with Napoleon in Italy. Now it's time for Napoleon in Egypt. I've been looking forward to this, so let's get straight into the video.
May 1798. A massive French invasion force sails across the Mediterranean. 55,000 men aboard more than 300 ships, escorted by 13 ships of the line. Aboard the most powerful of these, the 120-gun L'Orient, sails General Napoleon Bonaparte. France's celebrated hero of the war in Italy has received new orders from his government. He is to lead an expeditionary force east to Egypt, the wealthiest province of the Ottoman Empire. And
why would Napoleon even... You know what? I'm gonna see if he answers that. I'm not gonna ask any questions yet.
To all educated Europeans, an ancient land of mystery and wonder. After 6 years of war in Europe, the French Republic faces one last remaining enemy: Great Britain. The conquest of Egypt will strike a powerful blow against the British, disrupting their trade in the Eastern Mediterranean and threatening their connections to India and the East.
Why would Napoleon have to invade that? This is Ottoman territory, right? Why would Napoleon need to do that? Somebody explain that to me. Wouldn't it be much more better to intercept... Never mind, because the Royal Navy was the most powerful. Never mind. I was gonna say, wouldn't it be much more better if Napoleon had raided the Mediterranean, but the Royal Navy was much more... Okay, I think I understand. But if you have a much more better explanation, tell me in the comments.
These profitable trade networks help fuel the British war effort. What's more, it will extend France's revolutionary, civilizing mission to the people of Egypt, liberating them from superstition and feudalism. France's corrupt and avaricious government, the Directory, sees two further benefits from the campaign: the opportunity to acquire tremendous riches, and to get the alarmingly popular and ambitious General Bonaparte far away from Paris, where plots and coups are never far from anyone's mind. Napoleon is thrilled by the expedition, which he has done much to promote and organize himself. It is a chance to win fresh glory and to walk in the footsteps of his heroes, Julius Caesar and Alexander the Great.
Julius Caesar. Ooh, Julius Caesar. Got to learn more about him. I am currently reacting to the Alexander the Great series. I haven't even done a reaction on that in a while, but I have reacted to part 1. Honestly, very interesting series. I very much look forward to reacting more of that alongside with Napoleon. But yeah, very good people.
Like Alexander, Napoleon even has fanciful notions of marching on to India to attack the British there. Europe is a molehill, he had told his secretary, Bourrienne. We must set off for the Orient. That is where all the greatest glory has been achieved.
What? Napoleon wants... Wow, I just learned something new today. What? I didn't know he wanted to go all the way out to freaking Egypt.
But the Mediterranean is dangerous water for the French. While the Republic's armies have won great victories on land, Britain has cemented its status as the dominant naval power of the age, with decisive victories over French allies, the Spanish at Cape St. Vincent and the Dutch at Camperdown. Rear Admiral Sir Horatio Nelson and his squadron of 14 ships of the line now prowl the Mediterranean.
Lord Nelson. In my old, very first Napoleon reaction to Epic History TV, I went into details about Lord Nelson and why I call him Lord Nelson, because everyone in Barbados calls him Lord Nelson. Because I'm just gonna summarize what I said. It was thought that because of his sacrifice, that Barbados would have become a French colony if he didn't sacrifice himself, right? So Barbados and the Caribbean was still profitable in this period of time because of sugar, and it was thought that if he didn't sacrifice himself at the Battle of Trafalgar, we would have been a French colony. You would not be hearing me speaking in my little mixed English, Irish, Scottish accent. But yeah, we call him Lord Nelson because of that, because the people of Barbados didn't want to be a French colony. They actually preferred to be a British colony because the British were just better than French.
Nelson knows a large French fleet has just left Toulon, but does not know its destination, which remains a closely guarded secret. Undetected, the French expedition sails south along the Italian coast. On the 9th of June, it arrives off Malta. The island is ruled by the Knights of St. John, a religious military order dating back to the Crusades. But the French have decided that they want it for a naval base, and a thorn in the side of the British. In 1565, the Knights had famously held out against a vast Ottoman army for 3 months. Now, despised by the locals, divided amongst themselves, the Knights surrender to Napoleon in just 2 days.
Damn, Malta is a cool place. Yo, I have to visit Malta. Malta seems like a very interesting, cool place. I think Malta is slightly bigger than Barbados. Like, they have similar population size. I could be wrong. But yeah, I have to visit Malta. Very interesting place. Very rich in history. Definitely have to visit Malta.
During his 6 days in Malta, Napoleon overhauls its archaic government, establishes schools, abolishes slavery, and requisitions money and supplies.
Wait. Napoleon abolished slavery? Wait. What? This is ironic, because I know when Napoleon was emperor, he had slaves in Haiti, right? During the Haitian Revolution, right? But yet he abolished slavery in Malta. What's the difference? Why would he do that? What? Bro, it's the year 1798. The British themselves still had slavery, and they weren't the first people to abolish slavery, but they were technically the first major partners of the transatlantic slave trade to abolish it. So yeah, but okay, whatever. Malta is just a small island anyways.
Then he sails for Egypt, leaving General Vaubois and a 5,000-strong garrison to hold the island. But where is the Royal Navy? Back in May, Nelson's squadron had been dispersed by gales. He has now regrouped, correctly guessed Napoleon's destination, and is racing to intercept. If he can catch the French, British seamanship and gunnery all but guarantee the destruction of Napoleon's fleet. Then, a lucky break for the French. On the night of the 22nd, Nelson's squadron passes within a few miles of the French fleet. But thanks to heavy fog and darkness, neither side is even aware of the other's presence.
Wait, but then how did they know that they were like near each other? Did they have like documents, and did they like compare the documents of like each person and say, oh wow, they were like this close on that date? Like, how did they know that they were that close if they didn't even know that they were that close, right? Like, how do we know that, right? Can someone explain that to me?
The British squadron sails on to Alexandria, where they find no sign of the French. An exasperated Nelson waits 24 hours before heading north to continue his search. Just hours later, the first of Napoleon's ships arrive off Alexandria.
You know what? Let me just check my schedule. Yeah, man. Looks like I'm free.
At Arnold, we start with one question. What would Grandma do? Bake the
Bro, that is crazy. Literally hours later. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Dude, imagine if, like, let's say, I don't know, like an accident or something happened that forced Lord Nelson to stay just a little bit longer, bro. Who knows? Napoleon would have been dead. Who knows?
Napoleon, aware that British warships are in the area, wants to disembark as quickly as possible. 5,000 French infantry go ashore at night, storm Alexandria the next morning, and quickly overpower its garrison. The rest of the French army lands safely.
What the hell? They just took a major city that quickly? What? Come on. How are the Ottomans that bad?
Napoleon has brought 38,000 troops to Egypt, mostly veterans of the Army of Italy. The five...
Okay, so these men are hardcore. These men are hardcore, alright? Okay, cause the battles that we saw in Italy, yeah, these men are definitely hardcore if they're veterans from that.
Infantry divisions are commanded by Generals Bon, Desaix, Kleber, Menou, and Renier. The single cavalry division is led by the towering figure of Thomas Alexandre Dumas. He is France's first black general, born in what's now Haiti, to a French aristocrat and enslaved African woman.
I heard about this guy. I watched a documentary about this guy. This guy was cool. Ultra Giga Chad. He is the same race as me because, funny enough, right? I am partially French on my mother's side. Yes, my last name is Raphael. Yeah, my mother's country, Saint Lucia, actually was a French colony originally, but it swapped hands between the British and the French 13 times. Yes, 13 times. It is literally the most fought over island in the Caribbean. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the most fought over island in the Caribbean. Yeah, 13 times, and in the end, the British just kept their hands on it. However, the leftover Africans that had assimilated into French culture and whatnot, had by that point, they themselves probably just were more or less French themselves. They just stuck around, They just stuck around, Barbados is the most British Caribbean island. Never swapped hands, so never had any other foreign influences. But the other islands, yeah, they had like so much foreign influence. But yeah, that's how I'm partially French from my mother's side. I am Creole. My family in St. Lucia can speak St. Lucian Creole, which they can understand like Haitian Creole as well. It's basically the same thing, St. Lucian Creole and Haitian Creole. I don't know how to speak it because my mother never taught me. I speak Bajan Creole. Well, I can understand it. I can't like speak it fully because I'm so like used to American English. Ugh. But yeah, me and this guy, we're like the same race, probably. Pretty cool, I know.
He has already won fame for his actions in Italy, where the Austrians had nicknamed him the Black Devil.
Oh, wait, he fought in Italy? He fought in Italy? I never knew that. Wow. I knew about this guy because he had a very interesting life. And he was like, what, 6'1"? Dude, he was tall. He was 6'1". I'm like 6 feet. This guy was 6'1". This guy, ultra giga Chad. Ultra giga Chad. Yeah, but I love this guy. This guy is freaking cool. Freaking hell.
There are more familiar faces from Italy. Napoleon's chief of staff, the indefatigable General Berthier. And brigade commanders, Generals Murat, Lannes, and Marmont.
Okay, hold on a minute. Okay, Berthier, Murat, Lannes, and Marmont. God, I hate these names.
The army is also accompanied by 167 scientists, scholars, artists, and assorted experts, even a hot air balloonist. Collectively, they are known as the savants, and have come to study Egypt's historical and natural wonders. But they and Napoleon find Alexandria a bitter disappointment. The fabled city of antiquity, founded by Alexander himself, has been reduced by centuries of earthquakes and neglect to a ramshackle town of 6,000 inhabitants.
Wow. It's funny because Egyptians, like modern day Egyptians, I heard many people say that modern day Egyptians aren't even like actual Egyptians, they're just Arab people. I've heard of some people like say, oh, that's not true, modern Egyptians are actual Egyptians. They're kind of like more on the Arab side. I wouldn't really like consider them to be actual Egyptians. I mean, if you have proof, I mean, sure, you could like explain to me why, but they are just Arab to me, honestly.
Egypt is nominally ruled by the Ottoman Empire. In reality, power lies with local Mamluk warlords. Two in particular, Murad Bey and Ibrahim Bey. Mamluks were originally slave soldiers who once served the Islamic Caliphate. Superb horsemen and fearless warriors, they now rule Egypt with an iron fist, expropriating its wealth and leaving its peasants in poverty. To most Egyptians, they are despised foreign overlords, a situation that Napoleon hopes to exploit with clever propaganda.
Yo, once again, man, I've noticed that so many people, so many, things or groups that used to be slaves, they always, turn out to be this, overpowered, very influential, group of people, right? because it's funny because I've met some very like ignorant people, and I like tell them, oh yeah, I'm English, yeah. And they're like, oh, you can't be English because your ancestors were slaves. Your ancestors were brought from Africa. And I'm like, yeah, that's our origin. Yeah, sure. But like assimilation and crossbreeding and interbreeding, like, and cultural integration, like, many people were slaves, you know? And over time, you know, stuff changes. Like, it's crazy to me how, like, so many people don't understand that. Like, the Ottoman Janissaries were also slaves themselves, and they ended up becoming such an influential part of the Ottoman Empire, right? So, interestingly enough, the British also had slave soldiers in the Caribbean as well. The British West Indian Regiment, they were slave soldiers, legally slaves, more privileged, but they were slaves as well. They were pretty good, pretty effective at what they did. I might talk about them more later.
To the people of Egypt, he proclaims, I am come to restore your rights and punish usurpers. I reverence God, his prophet, and the Quran. Meanwhile, Murad and Ibrahim summon Mamluk warlords to the Al-Azhar Mosque in Cairo. Here, they agree to gather an army to crush the invaders.
If you ever tried asking questions to ChatGPT for research,
Napoleon believes his best option is to strike quickly. Less than a day after his troops finish landing, he begins his advance on Cairo. But he misjudges the blistering climate and the barren, windswept landscape. He forces the pace, even after his men run out of water and are consumed by thirst. Hundreds collapse and die. A few kill themselves to escape the suffering. Bedouin horsemen circle the French like vultures, stragglers that fall into their hands.
Yo, don't get me wrong. Again, I know a little bit about the Egyptian campaign. I don't know too much about it, so a lot of this is foreign to me. I remember when I was learning about the Haitian fella. Oh, damn it, I forgot his name. The Creole, the Creole guy. The guy who's the same race as me that I was talking about earlier. Him. It's funny because he didn't know that Napoleon had planned the whole thing in Egypt. I'm pretty sure when they were going through this, there was a moment when he went down in the ground and he like screamed out loud something along the lines of, the Directory has purposely sent Napoleon to Egypt to just in a sense get rid of him, right? And Napoleon heard him and he didn't say nothing because he was also partially like responsible for this. The whole Egyptian campaign was a very much secretive thing. I do know that, so I don't know. If I say something that's a bit inaccurate, I don't know, just correct me in the comments.
Hands are robbed, tortured, and killed. Even old comrades like Lannes and Murat are involved in heated conversations about Napoleon's decision-making. The army takes 4 days to cover the 45 miles to Damanhur, where mercifully they are able to rest, drink, and trade for food. It's not a moment too soon. News arrives that a large force of Mamluks under Murad Bey is approaching from the southeast. The French advance to meet them at Shubrahit on the banks of the Nile. As As 4,000 Mamluk horsemen come into view, the French marvel at their brightly coloured outfits, embellished with gold and jewels, and their many ornate weapons, including pistols, swords, daggers, and lances. Murad boasts that he will sever Frenchmen's heads like slicing watermelons in a field. But for all their
Yo, I'm like picturing that in my head like right now. Like you're like a freaking French soldier, and you see all of these people coming with this like immaculate drip with all these like cool looking weapons, and you're like, God damn, like damn, bro, freaking hell, like just like imagine that, bro. Holy crap, that's crazy.
Their bravado and panache, the Mamluks have neither the discipline nor tactics to face a trained modern army. When Napoleon forms his troops into giant squares, the Mamluk cavalry can only circle impotently, unable to break through the walls of French bayonets. Scores are shot from the saddle. After 2 hours, the Mamluks call off their attack and retreat.
Mamluks, you don't have modern weapons? You know what's funny, right? Because this period of time, bows and arrows weren't useless. They were not obsolete. I would argue that bows and arrows were not obsolete because of how long muskets took to reload. Bro, we gotta use Mongol tactics here, fam. Alright? Mongol tactics, get a bunch of bows and arrows, put them on horses, okay, circle around the French with muskets, and just let loose on them. Like, what would they do? Come on, horse archers would be perfect for a situation like this, and they would be quite effective against muskets because there are many. I think during like in America, when America became a country, there were times where Native Americans defeated American soldiers. This is like before like actual guns were like really modern. Like they had muskets, and Native Americans like wiped whole American regiments and whatnot with just bows and arrows. Okay, so bows and arrows were still very much viable. I'm not sure why the Mamluks didn't have those, but okay.
Have suffered around 1,000 casualties. The French have scarcely lost a man. The victory is a much-needed morale boost for Napoleon's men after the hardships of the desert. The Mamluks fall back to Mbaba, a small town on the banks of the Nile, across the river from Cairo. Here, within sight of Egypt's fabled pyramids 9 miles to the south, they will face the invader with their full force.
Dale used to hide his smile. Now,
it's swishy time.
He uses TheraBreath anti.
Okay, he is zooming in. Everybody knows when Epic History TV zooms in, that's when it gets real.
Sweltering afternoon of the 21st of July, Napoleon's forces approach Mbaba. He has 25,000 men, organized into 5 giant divisional squares, with cavalry and baggage inside, and cannon at every corner. Murad, with characteristic boldness, has crossed to the west bank of the Nile, leaving Ibrahim behind. Their forces total many thousands, but sources disagree wildly on just how many. His elite Mamluk cavalry, 6,000 strong, are deployed between the small village of Biktil and the well-fortified town of Mbaba, which is garrisoned by a mix of Ottoman infantry and peasant militia. Napoleon's plan is simple: to drive through the enemy centre and crush their right flank against the river. At 3:30 p.m.
Yeah, maybe this is a bit of hindsight, but you probably shouldn't ever like have your army with a river at the back of you. That never ends well. I don't know, maybe it's hindsight, but like the river at the back of you, dude, where are you supposed to retreat? Like, you're kind of asking for disaster, but whatever.
Desaix and Renier's divisions begin their advance. But as they move across the broken ground, their formation becomes disordered. Murad spots his chance and unleashes his cavalry. The Mamluks thunder forward at lightning speed. Desaix...
Oh my gosh, yo, that's terrifying. That's terrifying. Imagine you are a French infantry soldier and you see this coming at you. What do you do? I mean, the best thing to do would be to stick close to your comrades, but you're like all disorganized and whatnot, and you see this freaking coming towards you. Ah, hell nah.
And Renier react just in time and close ranks. The French hold their fire until the last moment, then unleash a devastating volley.
Damn! Ooh! Damn! Ooh!
Horses and riders are sent tumbling. The survivors have no way to get to grips with the enemy, who continue pouring deadly fire into their midst.
Damn! Ooh! So it's just continuous and continuous? Ooh! Oh, damn. I mean, that's all I can say. That's crazy, dude. And this is muskets. We're doing this with muskets. Oof. Bagels.
The Mamluks wheel back to regroup, but more charges meet the same result. Many Mamluks simply give up and flee the field. Napoleon orders the divisions of Bon and Vial to move forward. Once more, the Mamluk cavalry charge. Once more, the wave of horsemen shatters on French musketry and bayonets.
Oh! They're getting annihilated! Jeez! Like, they're just getting annihilated, fam! Come on! Oh my gosh! Like, this is cakewalk. This is child's play. I mean, the Napoleon in Italy series, like, after what I saw in that series, if you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. But after what I saw in that series, this is just cakewalk. There's hardly anything. Wow. Freaking, they're just stepping over it. This is child's play, bro.
With the enemy cavalry broken, Bon and Vival's men pour into Mbaba. It is a slaughter. Those who are not killed flee into the Nile, where hundreds drown.
Bro, imagine you're this guy watching all of this on the other side of the river, bro. Like you see this guy right here on the other side of the Nile River, bro, on the east side of the river next to Mbeda, him with the reserves right here, north of Bolak. Is that Bolak? Imagine him just watching that, like Jesus, man. Oh gosh, oh God, forgive me for my sins. But bro, imagine. Like, this is a slaughterhouse, dude. It's such a slaughterhouse that I'm freaking using God's name in vain on accident. Freaking hell. Like, I'm just so surprised by this.
Murad Bey escapes with the remnants of his cavalry to Giza, from where he will withdraw to southern Egypt. Ibrahim Bey watches the calamity unfold across the river, then withdraws with his men back to Cairo.
House-to-house combat? Ooh.
It is a crushing, one-sided victory that takes just 2 hours. The Mamluks suffer more than 5,000 casualties, with heavy losses among their elite cavalry and leadership. French losses are less than 300.
I'm shocked that they even had anyone killed. I'm so shocked.
Napoleon, with his usual flair for PR, decides this great victory will be known as the Battle of the Pyramids, just in sight to the south. On the 24th of July, Napoleon enters Cairo. Parts of the city are abandoned and in ashes after being torched by the Mamluks in their frantic withdrawal. Napoleon observes it would be difficult to find a richer land and a more wretched, ignorant, and brutish people. Nonetheless, Cairo is the heart of Egypt, a city of 600,000 inhabitants, and is in French hands.
Yo, 600,000? Dude, the population of Barbados is 280,000 people. Yeah, damn. What's the size of Cairo? Cairo's like bigger than Barbados, or is it smaller than Barbados? Barbados is 20 miles long. No, it's 20 miles wide and 14 miles long. I could be wrong, but it's 166 square miles.
With the Mamluks scattered and on the run, Napoleon's dream of eastern conquest seems about to be realized. Just 8 days later, the dream is shattered.
Who could have figured out she wanted to leave 6 weeks early? Is he gonna be okay?
Oh my gosh. Just skip this part of the video.
Oh, shit.
At Marine Mechanics Institute, you can train on inboard and outboard motors.
Victory is not a name strong enough for such a scene. Lord Nelson.
At sea, Nelson and the British Mediterranean Squadron have not given up their hunt for the French fleet. Finally, on the afternoon of the 1st of August, Nelson finds the French sheltering in Aboukir Bay. With 14 ships of the line against 13, he decides to attack that evening. The British win a complete and stunning victory. The giant French flagship L'Orient is destroyed in a massive explosion.
Bro. I love it. Epic History TV. I love it. I love it. Yo, I just love, like, I know. You know what? Hold on a minute. I gotta like this video. Just for that. I gotta like that video. Just for this. I have to.
By the time it's over, the British have destroyed or captured 11 French ships of the line and taken more than 3,000 prisoners. With no fleet, Napoleon is stranded in Egypt. What's more, most of his army's cash has gone down with L'Orient.
Huh? So you're telling me that you have all of that money and you didn't think, hey, we should probably take that money out and, you know, put it in the cities that we occupy. Okay, whatever.
But Napoleon does not despair. If anything, he is invigorated by the crisis. His option...
Did Napoleon abandon his troops in Egypt? That I know for sure. I think everyone should know that by now.
...are now simple. He and his army must support themselves in this foreign land, or perish.
Okay, so basically you control all of this. Oh bloody hell, my mouse is falling. So you control basically like all of like Egypt, you know, the fertile regions of Egypt, right? And you know, the Mamluks are fleeing. They're garbage. They're trash. They don't even seem like a freaking worthy fighting force, like an actual like difficult opponent to deal with. They don't seem threatening at all. So you have all of this. You can support this.
While General Desaix is sent south in pursuit of Murad Bey, Napoleon sets about reforming the administration of Egypt.
So bro is basically de facto ruler of Egypt. God damn. Oh gosh, forgive me for my sins. Yo, this video is like... Oh, this video is... Oh my goodness, fam. This video is just wow. Wow.
The old feudal system is abolished. A postal service and hospitals are set up, and a new tax system introduced. Napoleon establishes the Institute of Egypt for scientific and scholarly research. He shows great interest in and respect for Islam, funding the construction of mosques and encouraging the observance of religious festivals. Such engagement later leads to rumors that Napoleon actually converted to Islam, but it is merely a tactic to curry local favor. Napoleon also grapples with news that his wife, Josephine, has resumed her affair with an ex-lover. It is, he's told, common knowledge amongst Paris society.
Oh my goodness, Josephine, the thought. Josephine, I said this in one of my reactions to Napoleon in Italy. Josephine, she is for the streets. And to be honest, right, in the paintings of Napoleon that I see when he was younger, right, you know, before he became much more chunkier, right, because you know he had that lavish lifestyle of an emperor. You know, he's not emperor right now, right, but before he became emperor, the pictures that I've seen of him, you know, he didn't seem ugly like at all. I'm not sure like why he struggled with women. I don't know, paintings can be a bit inaccurate, I don't know, but if his paintings were actually like true, and he actually did have a sleek, sharp jawline, I don't know why he's struggling with women, bro. Oh, but he was short, man. He was like, no. He had status, he had money, he wasn't ugly. I'm not sure why he struggled with women, because it was said that Napoleon just did not have charisma. I don't know. If you know the answer to that, answer it for me.
He consoles himself with affairs of his own, including one with an officer's wife. All the while, French efforts to win over the local population are failing. Most Egyptians see only foreign occupiers and infidels. The situation is already at boiling point. Minor revolts break out across the Nile Delta, which are brutally suppressed by the French. Then in September, from Constantinople, Sultan Selim III declares a holy war against the French. Now, the situation in Egypt is about to explode.
Probably the most common question that I've been asked.
Okay, look, just skip this part of the video.
As a professor at Hillsdale is, what happened to my country?
Yeah, I was about to say though, the Ottomans are finally getting involved.
Cairo, the 21st of October, 1798. General Dupuy, Cairo's military governor, is called out to break up a disturbance. He finds the locals erecting barricades, is set upon and killed.
I knew that was good. From the time I heard he got called out, I was like, they're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him. They're gonna kill him. Bro, let me tell y'all something, right? My mother taught me something, right? And I still use this, or should I say, I still keep this at the back of my head. She always tell me, if you ever get called somewhere, especially at night, if a group of people ever like call you somewhere and like you're like alone or anywhere, if it's just random and it's just very just like out of nowhere, out of the blue, just sudden, right? Be careful, because you know some people might be trying to set you up and kill you. You might be thinking, what the hell? That's crazy. That's crazy to teach a son. But bro, in the type of world that we live in, bro, I'm gonna tell you this right now. I've had a first-hand experience, bro, with how people can be. Seriously. But that's a whole different video.
Soon the whole city is up in arms. The French fight back with ruthless discipline and crush the revolt. Some 300 French soldiers are killed, alongside several thousand Egyptians. Napoleon ostentatiously pardons the ringleaders, while quietly telling Berthier that every rioter caught with a weapon is to be beheaded and thrown into the Nile. The French have bloodily reasserted control.
Right. Okay, so moral of the story, if you're the leader of an uprising, be the leader of an uprising. I don't understand this. Like, why would they pardon the ringleaders but kill everyone else? Like, what? Oh, well, I guess because, you know, if you kill the mob, they won't be able to uprising. I don't know, I guess.
In Cairo. But it is clear, Napoleon will never win the hearts and minds of the Egyptians. The next few months see the French languish in Cairo. There is limited communication with France, much homesickness, and a dwindling supply of stores, ammunition, and wine. There is also an outbreak of bubonic plague, which torments the army and further thins its ranks. The only action is in the south, where General Desaix's column, 2,800 men, pursue Murad Bey deep into Upper Egypt.
Well, they're still pursuing this guy?
In this epic chase, one officer distinguishes himself. A 28-year-old cavalry brigadier named Louis Nicolas Davout. On the 22nd of January 1799, he and Desaix inflict a serious defeat on Murad Bey, scattering his remaining forces. Murad himself escapes and remains at large. But such military victories do little to change the outlook for Napoleon's expedition. They remain 1,600 miles from France, with no prospect of reinforcements or getting home. Napoleon briefly puts his hopes on a diplomatic solution. France's foreign minister, the brilliant, urbane and slippery Charles Maurice de Talleyrand, had been an early supporter of the Egyptian expedition. He's assured Napoleon that he will personally travel to Constantinople to smooth relations with the Sultan and win Egypt for France. But Talleyrand never leaves Paris.
Bruh. Bro, I was about to say the freaking N-word, bruh, because that's such a bruh moment, man. That was I'm not gonna use like foul language here. I don't know, maybe if I create a Patreon or something, you'll like see me like using foul language there, because I won't have to worry about, you know, demonetization and whatnot. I mean, my videos aren't even monetized, so but still, I don't want YouTube to smite me down. But bruh, the dude never left Paris. Wow.
The Sultan remains furious at France's attack on his Egyptian province. There is to be no negotiation and no compromise. Orders have gone out to every corner of the Ottoman Empire to raise troops to drive out the French invader. Napoleon's position looks more desperate than it's ever been.
I'm not sure what the hell the French and Napoleon were expecting from this, to be honest. Like, I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, what were they do? Like, they were just expecting the freaking Ottomans to just be like, oh well, guys, you just, you know, invaded one of my provinces. Well, yeah, whatever. Like, I just don't get it. Even at the start of the video, when he was talking about Napoleon invading Egypt, like, in my head, I was just thinking to myself, that sounds like a pretty terrible idea when you really think about it, because you're like trapping yourself. Like, this is just over ambition right here.
His troops cut off, disease-ridden, in the midst of a hostile population. He will respond in the way that seems obvious to him, as it would to his hero Alexander. He will attack. One of the...
Really? He's going to attack. He's going to attack. Okay.
Most important skills for any historian is to be able to critically evaluate sources of information.
Oh wait, he's done? Is he done with, oh yeah, he's done the video. Okay! Yeah, looking forward to reacting to part 2. Not sure when I'm gonna do that, but I'm gonna do that in the near future. So look out for that. If you like my Epic History TV reactions, check out these videos that are popping up on your screen right now, okay? Make sure to check out those videos. And don't forget to like the video. It helps me a lot if you enjoy my reactions. And if you want to subscribe, man. You know, if you enjoy, subscribe for more of my reactions, man. You know, you don't get authentic reactions channels, I should say, like me, right? So, you know, if you really like authentic people, you know, subscribe, man. Subscribe, you know. Hell yeah. I'm posting a lot. I'm posting every day. And so, thank you for watching the video, and goodbye.